Hello buddy, Insane Frame here, welcome to another video. In our last video we did Can You Beat Fallout New Vegas with a Ranger Sequoia. That was definitely a fun and awesome run, so let's go ahead and see if we can up the ante. Today we asked the question, can you beat Fallout New Vegas as Driver Nephi? Driver Nephi is an NPC in Fallout New Vegas. He is part of the Fiend gang and uses a golf club as a weapon. Golf clubs are actually pretty decent in Fallout New Vegas due to their speed, but where they shine is their special attacking bats, which has a high chance of knocking the target down, and combining that with super slam and targets on one-on-one combat will be ridiculous and easy, and not even a fair fight. However, the difficulty of this run lies in our armor, as we don't really have any unless you count the Raider Badlands armor, which gives 4 armor, which is absolutely atrocious. We'll have to be careful, as it's certainly possible to get one-shotted very easily. Now, with all that said and done, let's go ahead and explain the rules. We can only use golf clubs in battle. We can only wear fiend armor. No glitches or exploits, no cheating or modding, and we're going to be playing on very hard difficulty with hardcore enabled. So with that, let's get to it. We begin the run and have a friendly face in the form of Doc Mitchell. He asks us our name, and needless to say, we say Driver Nephi, as we came from Vault 3 after all. Doc Mitchell does an excellent job at cleaning our face up, so we can move on to our special stats. We go for 9 strength, 3 perception, 9 endurance, 1 charisma, 6 intelligence, 3 agility, and 9 luck. So a very tanky yet heavily melee focused character. We then get to tag our skills, meaning we can raise 3 skills by 15 points. For newer players to the Fallout franchise, don't worry too much about the numbers on screen. All you need to know is 0 is terrible, 100 is the best of the best. We go ahead and spec into medicine, melee weapons, and unarmed. Lastly, we have traits. Now, traits are best summed up as trade-offs, so you can specialise your build more at the cost of something else. So we go ahead and we go for skill, so we get minus 10% experience. However, all of our skills across the board get plus 5, which is very, very good. The second trait we go for is quite a controversial one, but we go for built to destroy, so we get plus 3% critical chance, but our equipment degrades 15% faster. Doc Mitchell then gives us a Pip-Boy and we enable hardcore mode, allowing us to begin the run. The very first thing we do is head to the memorial building and go to the shack just right next to it. We find our weapon of choice, which is a 9-iron golf club. It does a respectful 16 damage, and we prove we are Driver Nephi by killing 2 rad scorpions. We make our way through the hidden valley and get a friendly warning, so we beat the living snot out of him until he stops moving, so we're good. We get past the super mutants and narrowly avoid a massive boulder, but we did loot a NCR disguise, so we're all good. Eventually we get to the gun runners outside New Vegas and level up, getting 50 melee weapons and some unarmed and medicine to boot. As well, for our perk, we go for Confirmed Bachelor, so we deal 10% more damage to male characters. We go on over to Freeside and go to the Atomic Wrangler, and we go ahead and buy a single chip in the casino. Let's just see how far we can get with this one chip. Anyway, after a few minutes of blackjack in the casino, we get 4,438 chips, not bad, but we stroll on over to the slot machine and get a jackpot, getting another 2,400 caps, which is excellent. We go to the New Vegas clinic with our winnings and buy some implants. We go for plus 1 strength and plus 1 endurance, giving us a perfect 10 in both stats, which is marvellous. Once we go back to Good Springs, we decide to destroy everyone in the Prospector Saloon. We speak to Joe Cobb, and since we have a mutual interest with him, we decide to work with him. We deal with Chet, so no one will be buying supplies now. Ringo's knocked off his feet, literally, and bites the dust. Nice knowing you, Ringo. Joe Cobb then invades Good Springs, and thanks to our work earlier, only Doc Mitchell was left, and we end the poor doctor, but we level up and put points into repair. The NCR Correctional Facility is next on our list. We say hello to Eddie. He sets us on Chavez. Chavez is an absolute joke, so we just smash his volley into the ground with no trouble whatsoever. Eddie then kindly extends an offer, giving us dynamite and gunpowder since we're in the good with the powder gangers. We then have to deal with a shifty fellow. We don't even talk to him, we just take him down a peg, taking the spoils from him. We're then sent to Prim. We go to the Bison Hotel, which is excellent, as many are beaten down thanks to our golf club, including the foolish Deputy Beagle. But we also level up and put points into speech. For our perk, we go for intense training, upping our agility by 1 point. We go speak to John Nash and he says the NCR are going to attack the prison. We report back to Eddie and the NCR are attacking the prison. We manage to take down a squad and the Powder Gangers take down a squad as well. Since our business is concluded, we sell everything for a tidy sum. We also go into a building near the New Vegas clinic and get a second 9-iron golf club just sitting there on the shelf. We go to the Crimson Caravan Company and test our new golf club. We level up, upping our speech and improving our melee weapons. Our rampage knows no bounds as we go into the barracks and take out 3 guards, making our job much easier. We also take their weapons, but we then take our rage to the rest of the complex before everyone is wiped out. We go to Lucky 38 in the New Vegas Strip and meet Mr. House, then find the snow globe in the cocktail lounge, and then we hand the snow globes in as we got one from Good Springs as well. Jane gives us 4,000 caps, and next we go to the Gomorrah Casino and go for a single chip again. Well, after about 5 minutes we cash out our chips for a total of 10,840 caps, and this is why luck is ridiculously broken. We take our 20,000 plus caps and we go to the medical clinic. Once again we get some implants and we go for +1 intelligence, +1 luck and +1 agility, which is marvellous. But more importantly we go ahead and get the subdermal implant, giving us +4 armour, which will help a impressive amount this run. With everything set we can begin to track down and end our imposter. Our following minions decide to attack us and they are dealt with for their disloyalty. How dare they? The imposter is clearly more dangerous than we give them credit for. The fiends are clearly not in the right mind as they try to bring us to our knees thinking we are the enemy, but we crush them beneath our golf club. They should have known where to place their loyalty. We level up in our melee weapons and a hint of repair. We go and select intense training for our perk and improve our agility to 6, which is really good. We meet the imposter driver Nephi and after a couple of swings we disarm him. We grab our club again and he grabs a shotgun, so we use our newly acquired golf club and end him and strip him of his possessions. We even take his head, proving we are the one and only driver Nephi in New Vegas, and our golf clubs have returned to our possession, so all is good. Now the Wasteland need to know of our reign of terror. We head on over to the Tops Casino, we hand over our weapons and see Benny to level up. We go for some unarmed and melee weapons, so all is good, and we speak to Swanks, he gives us our weapons back, which is also nice. So we smack one of Benny's bodyguards in the face and make a run for it. We then deal with all of them on the staircase in very rapid succession. We manage to find Benny and end him without a second thought. It's most excellent and we level up and go for more unarmed and melee weapons. As for our perk, we go for the most overpowered perk with melee, which is Super Slam. So now we have a chance at knocking our opponents down. We greet the Legion Envoy, hello sir, and we get a mark for Kaiser. We also go to the Lucky 38 and meet Mr. House in person and end him with a 9-iron. So now he's dead. We smash the Securitrons and thanks to Super Slam they just hit the floor and we can destroy them with ease. It's absolutely hilarious. We use Benny's room key and meet Yes Man. We rendezvous to Lucky 38 and he uploads himself into Mr. House's interface. We then get the scene of seeing the Securitrons being upgraded, which is wonderful, and after the demonstration we level up, putting points into melee weapons. After our business concludes with Yes Man, we decide to pay the White Glove Society a visit. We go ahead and use vulgar language and begin our massacre against them. We slaughter all of them on sight and it's an amazing display. We even locate a chef and beat him senseless. He deserved it because he was going to cook Ted here. We spring Ted free and return him to his father and we level up. And once we disperse our points, we go for our perk, which is Finesse, up in our critical chance for weapons. We finish our Dalek extermination of the White Glove Society by making all life null and void. Lovely. Next we journey to the Great Khans and slay a bunch of big horners and level up. We put points into sneak and we make sure the Khans know that they are not welcome into New Vegas and deal with them much the same as the White Glove Society by wiping them off the face of the earth with golf clubs to the head. It turns out it works out wonders and the Great Khans are dealt with very swiftly. We sell a lot of their stuff and move on to the next faction, which is the Boomers. We avoid the artillery barrage and get to see the spotter. We get taken to Mother Pearl, which is a huge mistake as we make sure she is killed. It goes swimmingly well. Raquel is outside, she and her bodyguard share the same fate, although Raquel runs away, so we trip her over in bats and beat her silly. After that, Loyal gets his fair share and is also removed from the picture, making wonderful progress because the Boomers leaders are no more. The last faction is the Brotherhood of Steel. We're going to need to level up to the point where we can either out-damage them or have enough to get a few shots off, but either way, with our current state, we aren't up to par. So we go ahead and face the Omertas, doing what we do best and slaughter everything in sight. Their weapons hit us very hard, as anything that fires quickly is not good for us. However, they are in ruins, which is perfect, and we get a level up for our troubles. We go for some sneak, and it will help if we hit level 20 this run, but as for our perk, we go for piercing strike, allowing us to ignore up to 15 points of armor. After a few more trips to the casino, pilfering weapons, we decide to go for our final implant, which is the Phoenix implant. This lets us heal passively. Whilst it has limited use, it's better to have it than to not to have it. We also use our NCR disguise, and we get to find Latu, who has another 9 iron for sale, and we purchase it, which is most excellent. We head on over to Camp McCarran and hand the imposter Nephi head, so the NCR think we're dead, yet we're not, and to show them why, we go ahead and defeat many of the personnel using stealth by sneak attacking all the grunts in the camp. After killing Lieutenant Boyd, we level up and we dump more points in sneak. We continue our murder spree and down 2 heavy troopers downstairs with some difficulties, but we come out on top and they had amazing loot, and after selling the said loot at the trade post, we go over to Boulder City and end the Khans there, so they have no presence whatsoever. We free the NCR soldiers, but only to destroy them for XP, and then we continue with their squad, all in a day's work. There's also a sign for the best XP farm ever, but we go to one of the ranger camps and give a good whooping. And then we go to Camp Forlorn, which is next on our list, and after many skirmishes here, we go into the barracks and give them some fisticuffs with our golf club, and we level up. We go for medicine and sneak, and as for our perk, we decide on Fight the Power, granting us +2 armor against NCR, Legion, and the Brotherhood of Steel. And we also get a 5% critical chance against them, which is exactly what we want. Camp Forlorn is in ruins, and we have done a fantastic job here. We move on to the main event, which is Hoover Dam, and despite having no quests, we decide to do the considerate thing, which is genocide of the NCR forces in the area. The outside is very easy, but once inside we play it smart, and we use hit and run tactics, gradually picking off their number, which clears out the reception area. However, the complex itself is a different story, as we just bulldoze through everything, and we even manage to find lots of engineers, and it doesn't end well for them. But XP is XP, I guess, and we need it. And after the main building has been cleared, we go to the bridge and take out more personnel. Sort of like a mock test before the battle at Hoover Dam, if you will, but it goes very well for us, and we pass with flying colours. The enemy might want to think twice about the battle of Hoover Dam. Next up is Helios 1, and the NCR finally send an assassination squad after us to deal with us. So with a single dose of Psycho, we get to mopping up the assassination squad, netting us even more XP, which is fantastic. They didn't really stand a chance, and after all their big talk, they must feel bad being beaten by a fiend commander armed with just a golf club. Anyway, Helios 1 goes superb as we annihilate everyone inside, and we also get a level up and put points into survival and medicine. Once we take out the NCR forces here, we shift focus, as the NCR are not in a good spot right now. So we turn our attention to the Legion. We travel to Cottonwood Cove and go to the Legion Fort to meet Kaiser, who looks like a silly tomato. We go to the weather station and we begin to smash some protectrons and some turrets. We do, however, have to stop and go to a doctor, as we are heavily crippled, which isn't really nice. But once back, we use the platinum chip and wake up the Securitron army for our own personal agenda, which is excellent. We then use our club to end the free Praetorians by using our VATS move to stun them and put them down. So now we can take our weapons throughout the fort, which is not good for the Legion. The Legion do not appreciate our actions, and we manage to take a few of them down, and we then down a Praetorian to level up. We spec our points across the board, and as for our perk, we go ahead and select Toughness rank 1, so our armor is increased by 3 points. We go ahead and defeat the rest of the camp, and Kaiser's arena gets some use as we kite everybody into a mosh pit, and we keep moving back, and with a bit of luck, we disarm Kaiser, and he decides to be smart and grab a firearm. However, we quickly execute him in front of his guards who are meant to protect him, and we keep moving back and have patience, letting the Praetorians fall as we clip them and let the damage rack up. We try and survive. It works wonderfully as we manage to chip away some of their number, and sure enough, we are the only ones standing at the end of the day, meaning we are the champion of the arena and the fort. We then exit the fort and take more of the Legion's number until their numbers are depleted. We then make our way to Cottonwood Cove, and much the same happens at Cottonwood Cove. Once that fiasco concludes, we go to the Brotherhood bunker and counter-ambush the ambushers, for we one-shot the Brotherhood paladin, showing them we are a lunatic wielding a gold club, but a serious threat at that. Just in case they didn't get the point, we use our special move to knock the guards down and beat them mercilessly. When we enter, we beat 2 more guards and it's pretty simple. However, whilst we can't take a lot of the Brotherhood of Steel on directly, we'll have to come up with an alternative plan. So we use their ultimate weakness, which is the floor below, away from the scary laser turrets. We manage to knock out a off-duty paladin and we hide away using the Brotherhood's tactics against them and ambushing them. We use a small room, it works wonders, and we take out a squad and level up in the process and put all of our points into medicine so we can survive somewhat. We emerge from our hidey hole and descend into the bunker and we manage to beat more of the Brotherhood forces, which is hilarious. And the Elder's guards are no match for us with our signature club. And also Elder McNamara is slain, proving he is not as good as Elder Maxon. Silly McNamara. The head paladin is the last to fall to our brutal efficiency, and with that, the Brotherhood are no more, which is honestly quite an achievement. We make a stop to the Kings and do the usual slaughterfest that driver Nephi is so accustomed to, and after a little bit of grinding we get another level up so we can get rank 2 in toughness, meaning we have a total of +6 armor with the toughness perk, which is pretty good. We report to Yes Man, who we explain our adventures to, checking off everyone on the list, and Yes Man advises us to capture a small substation. We go ahead and do just that, installing the override chip, and with everything in place, it's time we make our move to become a warlord of New Vegas. We get the prompt to say if we're ready, and we most certainly are, so let's do this. Upon arriving at Hoover Dam, we meet quite a lot of resistance, but our Securitron soaks up most of the damage, allowing us to swoop in and beat down some of the forces. We make our way to the control room, taking out the resistance thanks to our ace club, and we send the power from the control room to the fort, which awakens our army to rendezvous with us. We flick the power on and all is good. We get to the next half of the bridge and the Securitrons do the heavy lifting for us. However, we do retreat and go to heal in the tower from the sink, so we're ready for the Legate's camp. The Legate's camp isn't too bad as the Praetorians are taken out one by one, so it's not too difficult, but we do have to take caution. Then we fight the big man himself in a straight up fight. We keep getting destroyed by the Praetorians. It's either the Legate that kills us or the Praetorian. So we do a sneaky option and decide to climb up the ledge without the Legate speaking to us. And we do the unthinkable. We pop a crit skill magazine and a dose of turbo, allowing us to remove both the Praetorians in brilliant fashion. It works amazingly well and the Legate is no match for us as we just stun lock him into a corner. And the reinforcements then come, and since they all have melee weapons, it's an absolute piece of cake and we take them down. With the camp cleared, it's just General Oliver now, and we take some med-X and some buff out just in case, and we introduce General Oliver to our army. We run and take cover, and whilst Oliver and his men get obliterated into smouldering piles of ash, we then get a good hit into General Oliver's head whilst he's not looking, putting him into early retirement for good. Yes Man greets us and congratulates us on a job well done, ending the run, answering the question, can you beat Fallout New Vegas as driver Nephi? And the answer is surprisingly yes. Yes, you can. Well, that run was certainly unexpected. It was a lot of chaos and a lot of fun. We most definitely played driver Nephi to a T. I'll be honest, I didn't think this would be possible. I thought the Brotherhood of Steel would be like too difficult and we wouldn't be able to progress anymore, but with a glass cannon sort of playstyle, it did pay off and it was so hilarious. We became the Scourge of New Vegas, a true villain in our own right. I think Motor Runner will be taking orders from us from now on, and it was just a hell of a lot of fun and probably the most memorable run to date, as it was just so bizarre. But anyway, I have a couple of announcements to make. We've got some good news and bad news. Our next video will be doing part 2 of beating Fallout 4 as a raider. We have yet to tackle Nuka World. You've all been asking, and by popular demand, we shall deliver, so don't worry. Our raider will ascend to the Raider Warlord status. However, the bad news is there won't be a video next week, as by the time this video goes out, I'll be in hospital again. But I wish you all the best. I hope you will have an excellent day and that your life is doing fantastic. I'm just, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you for making this dream of being a YouTuber a reality. I can't do it without you. You're all amazing, and just thank you so much for being here and watching, and just thank you for everything and just taking time out of your day to watch this. I cannot express how much that means. You're all brilliant and just such good people. Anyway, time to wrap up, so like the video if you like the video, comment down below, it's always wonderful and lovely hearing from you fantastic people, and subscribe if you're new. Take care, been Insane Frame, and I'll see you in Nuka World for the next one. Bye bye for now.